it is Susie, and I am getting ready to do the B&Y on the Alpha Challenge. This is going to be books, bags, and the yellow aged tape for my B&Y. There wasn't a whole lot you could do for Y, so I actually had thought about doing a yo-yo, and I did make one, but I am not very good at that, so I scratched the yo-yo. So we're going to go with the yellow age tape. And now I'm not the originator of the yellow age tape. I'm just going to show you how I do it. So there that is. We're going to do B&Y. And I've got my 30 minutes. I'm watching the time. So, alright. So, my book, I'm just using this little book here. It was, I don't know, I probably picked it up at a sale somewhere, but it's just a, it looks like German, and it's just a vintage book. I've gutted the book out. I'm going to use some glassine bags, and I'll get this started here. This here is just some packing tape, gummed packing tape. Had one of the ladies over at Sophie's Notes kind of share that she uses this gum packing tape for her spines, and I have found that it works so wonderfully well. So I just put a little water on there with a little brush, and it just sticks so well. It just does a great job reinforcing the spine. I'm always so grateful when someone shares a little tip like that, because I probably would have never thought of using gummed packing tape. So, alright, so I'm just putting a little bit of the tape there to hold that spine. And I probably didn't get enough. Trying to hurry so I didn't get it all stuck down good. Alright. Okay, so I've got a little bit of everything sticking here. I got this for the age tape. I wanted some of that freezer paper. Wax paper or freezer paper is what you'll need for that. Now I've done a tutorial on it, but not everybody has caught that tutorial, so I just thought it'd be a good time to do it again. Alright, so for my bags, what I'm going to do is, I've got, all they are is, I believe these are a large glassine, but now you'll just have to use whatever it is according to the size of the book that you're going to do. Now this will stick out of my book, and that's okay. All I did was take one of these and I just folded it in half. I folded it with this ledge and the back being the same, you know, even. That's what I've done. I didn't put it up where the little flap hangs over. I just did it even. And of course trim a little sliver off of the end so it opens up and makes the pocket. And what I'm doing is I'm putting the and this didn't have to be opened on this end, but just for the sake of not being able to get them confused, I just opened them all up on the end. And so what I'm doing is I've got the lip end here. I will put a lip end and a lip end together, and I'm going to put the tall ends together, and then I'll put another lip end to lip end, and then this one will actually stick on the book. That is the plan. So I'm going to go ahead and start. Let's see, I think this one here I've got a little bit of a double fold on it. I'll probably change that out. Okay, so you're going to leave this first little end open. Excuse me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh goodness. Okay, so we're gonna. I'm not going to do a lot. I'm just putting it a little. We want it to expand out. I'm sure a lot of you have seen that. Your little expanding pockets there. This isn't a new thing either. I just thought it would be a fun project. Okay. And then I'm going to put my two tall ends together. And I'm not putting it all over the bag because it has to be able to expand. So I'm kind of just putting glue in the middle there. I just want to make sure my bags are lined up. That's all. You just want to make sure the bags are lined up, because you want the outer part to be able to move freely. So just you know, just make sure that they can open up. So just keep your glue in the middle. Okay, now I did not pre-try this before this video, so I'm just hoping it will work. Just keep that glue kind of in the middle and not even all the way down, just kind of. Okay, and I would suggest you use glue so that you can kind of maneuver your bag a little bit and make sure your bags are even. Looks like this little bag has a little crease in it, which is okay. Okay, so there is the, let's see, I need to get this put together. Okay. Okay, so let's go kind of let that dry a second there. And you just want to make sure that you get all your little sections put together. Otherwise it's not going to open up like it's supposed to. So all your sections, even the ones that are their own fold, need to go together in order for it to work right. Okay. This is an old little project. They've done this for years. But I thought it would be kind of nice to have something like a little book. And I'm going to have to get on it, or I'm going to be spending my whole 30 minutes on this little piece right here, and we don't want to do that. Okay, so we're going to glue that down. Alright, so the idea of it is when you open the book, when you have these attached down, that it just expands open like that. That is the whole idea behind this little expanding book. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I want to kind of put it in my book, and you can see it's going to flop open, and that's okay. It's not the same size, and that's kind of why I went with this little book. Okay, and I don't want to push it. I don't think I want it pushed all the way up against the spine. Let me see here. What'll happen if I push it all the way up against the spine? Oh, I think it'll be okay. It's wide enough. Okay. So then what I want to do is I'm going to put glue on this instead of this, because I want to cover it all on this part of it. Now you don't, when you're doing your bag, you don't want to when you're putting your bags together, because they've got to have that little bit of gap for the gusset there. Okay, so I'm just gonna, and Fabri-Tac, if you're using glue, would probably be best when you're working with glassine. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and now I'm just judging to make sure I kind of got it evened up on the book. Just gonna press it down. Okay, I'm about 10 minutes in, so I kind of want to get this project done, this part of it, so we can move on to 2 more. Okay, so just kind of put that, and I'm not putting anything in the spine. The spine doesn't need any glue. Just the covers is all you really want to you want to catch on this. Okay, and then I'm just going to take it and I'm going to just kind of press that down. And I can kind of move it because I can kind of see how, how if it's even with the spine, it's not, caddied or anything on the spine part. Okay, so what it's supposed to do then when you open it, it should expand. I think I got a little glue on that. Okay, so yeah, there it is when you open it. It just expands. And that's what we want. That's exactly what we want. Okay, so that's good. All right, so we're going to let that dry a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I want to make a little booklet, because my thought was it would be nice if you could do like a and you could put something here, but this would have been the one I would have left closed probably, like that. And then you would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inserts. And I was thinking about seasons, or something like that, like maybe winter, spring, summer, and fall, or you could do holidays, just a one-time little book that you could put little booklets in, or even events would be fun. That was the whole thinking behind this. Now, I'm not going to decorate the cover because I don't have time, but if I was going to decorate the cover, if I was doing seasons, then I'd, decorate it somehow in seasons or holidays or events. I would, decorate the cover accordingly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little booklet just to put in one of the little pockets. And I'm going to use as a spring, this will be like a spring planting. That's kind of what I have in mind. And so I have these little tags. This is spring planting is what this one says. These are actually going to be a freebie on my blog. You can get the info in the description box. In March, this will be a little freebie download for you from the blog. So I'm going to go ahead and decorate the cover, and all I did was take a couple of pieces of paper and measure my envelopes to make sure that it would fit in the envelope. I didn't make a big booklet, just a small one. Just enough for, a little bit of journaling. Oops. So we're going to kind of put that like so. And then I wanted a piece of this. Maybe something like just a small collage. It doesn't have to be a whole lot there. Just a small collage is all I wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and just stick a little glue down. Alright, and my little tag, and I will do some stitching on this. So I'll go ahead and get my little tag put down. Now I just printed this tag off on some just copy paper, and I'm going to add that there, and I'm not going to stick this down all the way just yet because I think I want that to tuck a little under, like so. So, all right, and I think that's just going to be the collage that I go with. You can't have it real fat, I don't think, because you know your books, unless you've got a wide spine, and this is not a wide spine little book. Okay, so there we are. And before I can do my stitching on it, I have to let that glue dry a little bit. Otherwise, the machine won't even pick up the thread. Okay, so we're going to set that over and let it dry, and then I'll come back to it. I'm going to show you the aged tape right now while I'm waiting for that. So on the aged tape, you do want to be sure and get a piece of freezer paper or waxed paper. I found the freezer paper. I think someone had suggested the like the acetate sheets or the little plastic sheets like you put baseball cards in. Someone had said something about, I think, about using that in the comments on the tutorial video that I did. But what I'm using is I'm just using some Scotch 1/2-inch transparent tape. But you can use any transparent tape, will work fine. And I just stick it down, okay? And I have used caramel for that, but I found out I've been aging some of the masking tape and some of the projects I've been doing, and I found out that the latte looks really nice on that. So I just take it and I just run a little bead across my tape. And then I grab a paper towel and I just start rubbing on the tape. And that's really basically all there is to aging that tape. You can try different colors if you like it a little darker, but I just let it dry and then I peel it off, and it takes no time to dry at all because it is alcohol ink and it just dries really quick. So when you pull it off your waxed paper, I mean, there is your, let's see if I can get it without that being in the, there's your yellow aged tape. So pretty easy to do. Doesn't take but just a couple of seconds. And then on the masking tape, because like I said, I've been using the masking tape in some of my projects as well. Now masking tape does stick a lot more than that transparent tape does, so I don't stick it down real good. And a lot of times I'll do it on my glass mat, so I won't even do it on the paper here. So I'm using the latte on this one, alcohol ink. And I think at Hobby Lobby they come as a set. You can get caramel, ginger, and latte, I think. And I just squeeze it on there. And it takes a little bit more for your masking tape. It seems like it just absorbs it more. And then I just take my paper towel and I just kind of blot it so that I can get it all over the tape and make it kind of have splotches. I like it to have a little splotch on it. So then your masking tape just looks a little aged. I love it. Whoops. Yeah, this is what I mean by this one. It is peeling off some of the freezer paper. You just have to be real careful that you're using a very slick, probably the plastic surface would be best. Plastic or glass on this, because it's going to take the paper off. So I'm going to go ahead and stick it over here on my glass mat because I will use this. I will use that tape. So yeah, the masking tape's just kind of a whole nother ball game as far as peeling off. But anyway, this is kind of what your aged masking tape will look like. Okay, so there is that. I just love it. And then of course here's our aged tape, and I will try to use it in that book. Alright, so we've only got about 10 minutes or so left. And so I'm going to stitch my little book down. Not sure, probably just going to go around the tag, possibly. And then do a little, oh, and I'm also going to stitch the book closed. There's only, I mean, I've only used 2 sheets of paper in this, so. And then I'm going to stitch down the center. And I'm just going to do that really, really quick. Let's see here. And of course you can always just, you know, you can always just do it by hand. You don't have to stitch it on the machine. You can just do a, you know, probably just do a 3 hole pamphlet stitch, or just even two holes and tie it would be just sufficient on this. Okay, so, oh, I was going to sew around that. I've already forgotten. Okay, so I just like the stitching. There was a time when I didn't stitch anything, and I just decided to do it one day, just to start stitching this stuff, paper. I like the way it looks, and now it just seems like I can't stop. I just can't stop stitching stuff. It just completes it for me. Okay. So now I've got, see how simple the cover is? So I've got this cover done. That's just what it's going to look like, and I'll, of course, glue this down a little bit here where I can see it's coming up. And like I said, I will have like a spring, summer, fall, and winter is probably what I'll have in the little book. And then just take and clip some of those threads out, and then it's a nice little journaling book, and I have already got a couple of these cut out, and like I said, this will go on my blog in March, the 1st of March, as a free download. Just playing around with some of those. I'm by no means a wonderful digital graphics yet, but I just like playing around with it. So I'm just going to take a couple of these and just, you know, stitch them for a little decoration or something. I'll probably grab it over here. I'm going to put a little glue on it. Okay, let's grab a little glue, and then I'll put this one on the back and just stitch around it just for a little decoration, and then we'll add a little bit of the tape on there. That's what we'll do. It just adds a little fun element to the journal. That's what it does. And of course you could always make a little pocket to hold your tags. A little fabric pocket would be cute. Okay, there's one tag. And I'm going to stitch the second tag down. And a lot of times I like to start my tags at the bottom, but sometimes I just like to mix it up and maybe start it at the top or on the side. About there. Okay, it looks like I've got just about maybe 7 minutes, something like that, left. Okay, so this will be, and then I had this one, and I thought about maybe collaging the back, but I don't know if I will or not, and that would kind of cover that over. This is spring planting, this is spring seed. But anyway, there we go with the front. And then I've got, you know, and what I like about the stitching on the back sides is you can always journal here and then make a little journaling spot in between the sewing. I always think that's fun. And then here is the little book. Let's add a little bit of age tape to it. Let's see, we'll grab our transparent tape. And I just love adding this. I think it just makes that little, I don't know, it just adds that little something extra. And I'm just going to put a little bit on both sides like it's taped down. And then this one here, we'll use a little bit of masking tape. And let's see, we'll just kind of just add a little piece here and there. And there we go. We've added our yellow aged tape. Alright, so I like that. That's cute. And let's see, let's get our little book. And then what this does is it will just set in the little pocket. Just like so. And then if you need to or want to, you can add the little tab, or you can put it in backwards. Let's see, one of these here you wouldn't even have to add a tab if you put it in the one that has the little lip, because it would just automatically, you know, stick out. But the ones that are a little taller, you may want to add a tab. But anyway, there's the little book, and I really, really like this. And if you had tabs sticking out or fabric sticking out, you know, that you've made a tab, I think it would be super cute. Yeah. Anyway, you open it up, and there's your expanding book, and then just fill it with little books. And I think that's just pretty cool. So there we go, guys. It is done. Just a little fun project. So that will be my alphabet challenge this time around, and then the next alphabet we will be using will be the C and X. And honestly, there is nothing that I know of with an X. Unless I can think of something, there's really not going to be anything that you can use with the X. So anyway, but we'll see how it goes when we get to that video. So have a great day, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you in the next one.